92.3 Nigeria Info.
13 minutes gone past the hour of 5, gone past 5 o'clock, and it's time for us to push the conversation for the final conversations for today, or final lap of the conversations for today. And, the major news will come by 6, and after that, we will have the open season. And the open season is a recap of all the things that we have talked about we've talked about on the show today. We've talked about on today's edition of the show. I'm thinking maybe from next week Friday, the open season on Friday will be a recap of all the things that we get to talk about on the show during the course of the week. Maybe that will be, maybe I should do that. I don't know how that will work. That would mean from Monday I would have to start taking note of all the things that we talk about, and on Friday we'll do. But anyways, we'll talk about that more. But for now, let's get to NLC going on strike as NNPCL Boss Kyari says FG to roll out palliatives. Now, during the big headlines, I told you that NLC said it was not looking at strike as a means of resolving the issue yet. But after going into their executive meeting, their national executive meeting, they have now come out with an ultimatum. And on Wednesday, the NLC will embark on strike if the federal government fails to reverse the subsidy removal policy. Even though technically the federal government has not removed subsidy. Technically. And so that's the situation of things. Now, earlier reports, like as seen on the Nation newspaper, the NLC was billed to meet with the federal government to further conversations, to further dialogue on, measures to be put in place or on whether the subsidy should continue. Now, I read another article, I can't remember which of the newspapers now, but Mele Kyari was, stating that if subsidy had continued, Nigeria would have run into bankruptcy. So when you look at it from one side, when my guest was speaking in the previous conversation about the foreign exchange subsidy, when you look at it from one end, it looks, oh, this is good. And then you look at it from the other end, and you're like, okay, the other is also good. So some people are saying subsidy removal is great. Others are saying subsidy removal should stay. And both have solid arguments, because looking at the current economic status of Nigeria, maybe now is not the best time. But when is the best time? Because we have tried to remove subsidy for about 11, 12 years now. So, NLC is saying, see, I don't care what you think. Reverse the policy. However, Mele Kyari, NNPCL Boss, is saying, we cannot reverse the policy because we will run into bankruptcy. And so, while we are here arguing left and right, Mele Kyari has now said that the federal government will give out palliatives. Now, a lot of the times, when government comes out and, use the word palliative, I'm a little bit concerned, especially after seeing what happened during COVID-19 and, the flooding of 2022. Palliative question is, do we need palliatives, or do we need the government to do what the government has to do? Because if the government is going to give it palliatives, what is then the difference between that and subsidy, in my own thinking? I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, think about it. Give 5,000 naira to 200 million people. Well, let's not even say 200 million people. 193 million poor people. So give 5,000 naira to 133 million people. That's still going to run into billions of naira. Even though we're paying subsidy, up to about 1 to 3 trillion naira, my point is, it still will be money spent. So how are you judging this? How are you looking at it? Looking at it from the NLC's point of view, going on strike, is it the way to solve the problem? Yet again, this is a lingering sore in the Nigeria's economy or the Nigerian society. This is a lingering sore, and we need to, heal the wound. We need to ensure that the wound heals. And how do we ensure that? We need to go through the rigorous process of removing. What are you thinking? NLC is planning a strike, given that it will further plunge the economy into a very bad situation, because it means that the economy will be in some kind of standstill. And the economy cannot afford to even lose 1 hour of productive time. And that's from the NLC angle. But then the NNPCL is saying, don't worry, the federal government will roll out palliatives. Do you want palliative? What kind of palliative do you think should be put on ground? What kind of measures do you think the government should, look at as they intend to roll out palliatives? Because I saw palliatives during COVID-19, man, and I was not excited. I mean, you remember 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. For text messages, WhatsApp messages, use the number 0809-030-64116. And let's say NLC still gets to meet with the federal government on Sunday, as it has been reported on the Nation news. They're given an ultimatum. The federal government's attention has been drawn. The federal government would want to meet with them. If they get to meet, what do you think Labour should be asking for from the government? I'll take one call and then quickly go for the commercial break. Obed is calling from Artillery. Obed, greetings to you. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, Canada, I think what I would tell NLC to do is to stand on their ground that our refinery must work before subsidy can be removed.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm.
Look, Canada, this thing came up in your newspaper review. You cannot, military cannot tell us that even our refinery work in fair price. I don't understand this kind of thing. Everything boils down to the people. These people cannot sacrifice their luxurious living and fix our refinery.
Mm.
I think I'm in support of this NLC resolution.
All right then.
I'm in support of it.
So you don't want palliatives?
Look, Canada, you just mentioned it. Anything that is that name, palliative, has never worked in Nigeria. I don't know whether I remember the COVID-19.
All right.
Some of the palliative was found in the backyard. I didn't mention their house, so backyard of politicians.
All right then.
All right. All
right.
So NLC should stand their ground and ensure that our refinery must be put to use.
Okay.
It does not take nuclear physics.
All right then. Obed, thank you. Let's listen to Ebere from Aba. Ebere, good evening to you.
Okay.
Quickly, please.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Yes, very.
I can hear you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Do you know that U.S. has been buying petrol at a higher price?
Mm.
Even some European countries are buying diesel quite higher than what we sold in Nigeria here.
Mm.
But what is the difference? The difference is that cost of feeding here in their economy is cheaper.
All right.
In the US, they normally throw away chicken here. And people normally hide to buy chicken because it's for poor people. But here it's for rich people.
All right.
Now, what am I trying to say?
Summarize, please. Summarize.
The government has subsidized agriculture there such that the cost of petroleum products are not
fighting hard on the issue.
All right, I'm
But
sorry.
here, you see government throwing money.
I'm sorry, I've got to let you go. There is a commercial break coming up next.
We pay our hands of go gyms stand fast. The folk you stand fast.
All right, I've got the lines coming in about 2 minutes. So you would be able to me. I was just on 4 messages on Facebook. Lingerie for PH. Good there. Search Lingerie for PH, or you can do Facebook messages 08090306 Daniel Liwaya, who says we don't need palliatives from government. They should reverse the fuel pump price to 185 or between 185 and 189 naira per liter. Fix our refinery, then come and remove it. People are suffering. Alerus Beef, NLC planning to embark on strike is a good move in the right direction because the country needs it now to straighten the neck of our leaders for good. Emmanuel Silvanus Okona Viobo. What kind of palliatives? 2 packs of Indomie for each family? No, I mean, it could be. I think that's where the mistake is. We could ask for a robust transportation system. We have a lot of buses on the road. We could ask for increased power supply, so you can help businesses, SMEs, most especially. We can ask for tax reduction for people setting up business. Those are palliatives, I want to leave. Those are palliatives. And I don't know. Because I'm of the opinion not all of us should be driving. When you look at the countries that admire and you travel to them, driving vehicles at back stations. strike to commence on Wednesday. That is if the government fails to reverse the subsidy removal policy. Hey, and I was saying, do we really need to reverse the policy? Because we have been for 11 years attempting to remove it. As a matter of fact, in the past administration, subsidy was removed like three times. So do we want to go through the back and what? Or do you know what? Let's just get it over with. Let's get it done with and move forward. But for that to happen, there are certain measures that would be put in place. And NNPCL Boss, Melek areas that they're going to roll out palliatives. And if it's kind of palliatives that were rolled out during the COVID-19, I might not want it. Right, but maybe if they're going to roll out buses like Lagos State has done, if they're going to roll out, steady power supply so that we don't have to depend on generating sets. Maybe those palliatives. So, what kind of palliatives do you think we need? And now that they have gone on strike, just maybe, the federal government would want to really meet with NLC, or they are planning to go on strike. The NLC would meet with the federal government on Sunday. So what should the NLC be asking for? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. I've got Endwell, and he's calling from Ozwoba. Hello, Endwell. Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome. What's on your mind?
Yeah, Canada, there's this thing I'm considering. How do you see it? Because people have been talking about they should fix the refinery and all of that. So I was just thinking, do you think it's actually going to make the price PM cheaper? Do you think so? Because even if they fix the refinery, there are some other factors that have to be cheaper, like cost of production and cost of maintenance. Refinery. So it's also just going to affect the price. I don't think it's even if you have like 10 refineries, it's not going to affect the price. It's going to make it cheaper. I don't think it's going to affect the price in any way. The price is still going to be determined by the government, because so many other factors will be brought into consideration. Cost of production, cost of maintenance, refinery, and all of that. So I don't think it's actually going to do anything. It's not going to change the price. The only advantage of the refinery is that it's going to take towards the issue of scarcity will not be there anymore.
All right.
You get.
All right. Okay. All right. So I get your point. But thank you very much. And well, Zion from Jare. Zion, what's on your mind? What are your thoughts?
The economy.
All right. Let's hear what you think about the economy then. Yeah, I'm listening.
This is not funny.
Okay.
For the past 48 hours, purchasing power has declined or decreased. Sales have dropped. If you come to the streets of Port Harcourt, the number of vehicles have reduced.
Okay.
What does that signify? Hardship. Because transportation fares have been affected. Some have resolved to trekking. And in a period like this, it's not every office or every business center or every employer that want to increase the salaries of those they employ.
All right.
What I'm looking at, it ought to do more of state viabilities. As River State, what can we do to cushion the effect? Can we start paying salaries before the 30th? Can we a little bit increase the salaries of our workers? Can we let the currency circulate among us? There are crops that within 2 months they are ready for harvest. Some within 4 months are ready for harvest. Can we invest into that? If we don't do this and we are looking at the center, it's Abuja, it's NNPC. You see this NNPC or NNPLC we have right now. One thing we don't understand is they have the power to exonerate themselves from every liability.
All right.
So we the people, what do we do? Do we sit down, fold our hands, complain, cry, shout? Please, in your little way, if there's a free land or you have interlocked to your compound, go and break those interlock and start planting something there.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Zion.
Where you have filled up so that we can be able to have food. If we have more food, we can be able to have more to sell to the market, make more money, and feed ourselves.
All right,
and
all right.
forget about the palliatives.
All right, thank you, Zion. I've got to let you go. I've got Noble calling from Equerry Road. Noble, how are you doing? How is Equerry Road? Do we have vehicles on the road?
The traffic is apart from USC Junction. It's okay. The road is basically empty relative to what it used to be.
Okay.
Okay, so my contribution will be this. With respect to the NLC's position, if I were to decide they should put their feet on ground, if we have to feel whatever thing we have to feel, let it be now. What's palliative? What the hell? What kind of palliative are you going to give us? Okay, even if you bring buses, what about the people in the countryside? You're going to roll out buses in the big cities. What about the people above who live in the country? You're going to suffer the same thing. So my thinking would be, let them fix the refineries. We've been borrowing all this money, promising all these things, and then taking palliatives. You say you're giving poor families, we don't have data, nobody knows how much is done, how much we borrow that. More than enough money to build even further refineries. If I were to decide, Kalada, whatever we have to go through, let us go through now. I understand the fact that, yes, no pain, no gain. Let that pain be what we're going to feel by resisting the fact that they must, I insist, they must fix the refineries. When the refineries are running, fine.
All right.
Because the subsidy, everybody will see that everything is the way it is. You know, and then we can, the market forces can take over from there.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, I hope I'm wrong. We're being taken for granted.
Okay then. All right. Thank you, Noble. I've got Austin from Lumukuta. Austin, greetings to you. What's on your mind?
Good evening. Good evening, brother.
Yeah. Greetings. What's on your mind, please?
Yeah, my contribution and the fear with NLC is they will be compromised, even though they want to go to the strike. Not the first time. When we compromise, and the best thing is Nigeria should go and borrow again and fix the refineries.
Okay, fine.
They say the push bankrupt.
Austin.
You get money to pay state.
Austin, did you listen to the
I don't be able to pay state.
Austin can't hear me.
So the thing is that the masses will sharpen our consciousness, will block the whole road till the federal government will fix the refinery.
All right,
look at I can't drive my car anymore.
All right.
Buying fuel for 511 naira. It's a disgrace to Nigeria.
All right then. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Austin. But I was going to ask the question. Did you listen to the big headlines? Because one of the stories there was the NNPCL Boss yet again saying that Port Refinery coupled with Dangote's refinery will not bring down the cost of petrol. Hey. So when we are shouting fix the refinery, if they say not going to come down and they're not going to pay subsidy anymore, the same thing. So should we not do this right now? And let them put in certain measures, palliative measures. I'm doing 3 Nigeria info.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Chris, why am I calling?
All right, Chris, come. You're calling from Mile 2. Welcome, let's talk.
God bless Canada.
All right then.
Before Nigeria, this COVID-19, well, palliative in all 36 states, but I don't see who celebrated about it.
We have done no motion or notion. I beg your pardon. We have done when it palliatives. Palliatives all bosses, transportation, giving us a power supply, electricity, and giving tax deduction or reduction. You know.
Yes, and many of them.
Yeah.
Like the boss, they roll out about sometimes ago in River State.
Exactly.
There was one time they roll out boss. All of a suddenly, that big boss disappeared. Understand me? Nobody can answer the question today. Canada, let me tell you the truth. One human being, if you want to remove subsidy, why not say, okay, all the agencies that are concerned, the stakeholders that are concerned, understand me, what shall we do? The ideas will come up differently, then you follow it.
All right.
Okay, so imagine NNPC, just within 2 hours, they go and take the price. Like this, Enugu like this. Is it for who? Nigerian Labour Congress. I pray that they may not be like past Labour that always used to change their style in midnight. Understand me? Once people early morning wake up, as as Mohammed saw the result in midnight. When he wake up in the night, they will see the result.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris, let's move on now. I've got Marcel calling from Shellgate. Welcome. What's on your mind?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay, I think what I want to say is that Malakere is saying that fixing the refineries will not bring down the price of petroleum.
Oh, yeah. He said that.
So I want to ask this question. Does it mean when they import the fuel from other countries to Nigeria, does it mean money was not paid for the importation, for the shipping, and all that? All those costs, are they not going to be cut down when we start getting the petroleum product from our refineries here?
No, he's saying, can you hear me now? He's saying that the cost of production locally would match the cost of importing, and so do not expect it to come down. And even if there is a slight difference, the difference is just going to be minimal.
I don't agree to that.
Okay.
It's neither here nor there. How can you say that? So those countries that we are importing from, where do they get theirs? How do they produce theirs?
All right.
Is it not the same refinery that's
but their cost of production,
Nigeria and other African countries,
their cost of production might not be, the same with the cost of production in Nigeria.
I'm not buying that idea. I think the government, they don't know. I can say they have lost ideas.
All right,
don't know. Maybe they need somebody from outside to come and help them with ideas to fix this country.
All right, then.
They're all getting it wrong.
All right, thank you. Quickly, please.
There are some other countries that don't even have petroleum products. They import products, and they still get it cheaper in their country. So why
are you sure you have your facts right? Because the UK, the US, Germany, they have high prices when it comes to fuel. I mean,
UK. I think UK doesn't have oil.
They do, actually. They do. You see.
Minimal.
But my point is, they still have high cost of fuel or petrol in their country. Same with US. Same with Germany.
A liter of petrol in the UK is sold for £1.43.
You're counting it in based on your night. Go and just check online, Google. You see them. I listen to a London radio almost every day, and you hear them complain. Yeah. They complain about. They complain about petrol. They complain about petrol. Their inflation just recently came down.
I'm telling you that the cost of petrol in the UK is 1.43. Because I just left UK 2 days ago.
Okay, 1.43, and you think it's not expensive? Is that what you're saying? Because
it's not expensive if you're UK. Don't compare you with our naira.
All right, fine.
The naira got no value.
All right, thank you very much, Marcel. But let's listen to Ibe. Ibe is calling from Iliozu. Ibe, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Ibe. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, I'm NLC. I'm afraid NLC is going to embark on the proposed price. Because the NLC will have to do whatever the NLC bring the reason of
all right, then. Thank you very much, Ibe. Terry's interesting there. Terry from Rukwaku, good evening to you. What's on your mind?
Yes, good evening, Kalada.
Yeah.
It is really, really pathetic when we look at this situation. Now, the first thing I want to know is if the budget of last year covered, or the budget that has just been passed covered in the ending of June, why will NNPCL Limited start the implementation on the first day or 31st May or the first day of June? Why?
Because NNPCL...
And now they are blaming... Okay, I want to listen to you.
Because NNPCL is no longer under the control of the government. I said it like 1,000 times yesterday. And so they are now profit-making
so they are
entity.
Above board.
They are not
that
above board.
The budget has been passed and it covers till the end of June, and they disregard that law or whatever has been budgeted believing that it will be paid, and they start the implementation.
No, Terry, can you listen?
Kerry said that even if all the refineries are working, it will not affect the price. Thank God for what Maxwell was asking you. I love that point he made. What about the cost of the exportation of the crude in the first place, and importation of the refined products? It wouldn't cushion any effect. Does that make sense?
I think I asked the same question earlier. When we're talking the big headlines. But then I'm saying, and I'm arguing, I'm playing the devil's advocate, if you can hear me. And I've said,
I know.
The cost of production might, according to the explanation, might just match the cost of importation. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's what they have said, and that's what I'm telling you.
They are saying. We live in an era where when a politician or the government says something, they need a PA, an SSA, a special advisor to explain what they have said. As if we don't understand English when they were saying it. Why?
Okay.
Anyway, it's a pleasure speaking with you, Kalada. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I do not know what I can't seem to access the phone lines right now, so I just go straight to the WhatsApp portal and let's read some messages there. This one is from Adaya from Port Harcourt. Palliative, a total mockery of the helpless Nigerian people, and for NLC, it's just a jamboree. It's a pity that Nigeria does not have any form of accountability. The former president was the last petroleum minister for 8 years, and not even a single refinery was built or repaired by the government. Who's to blame? The masses. It is on us because we can't go out to protest against the people in power. The same reason the current president and his gang shut down Nigeria. Now see how Kama plays. This one says, good evening, Canada. Nothing much more than repair our refinery before removing fuel subsidy. But my fear is if they will not be influenced by brown envelope. I was listening to your guest on the previous program, and he said there are consequences when bad economic decisions are made. You can see the bad economic decision made by the federal government. It is so glaring. Henry from Eagle Island. Henry, thank you very much. Okay, keep your calls coming in. I'm just going to try see if I can get this phone lines up and running. But while I'm waiting for the phone lines, this one says, hello, Mr. Kalada. The only palliative I need is for the federal government to fix our refineries and grant licenses to modular refineries before removing any subsidy. The industrial action by NLC is a very welcome one that needs the support of most Nigerians. The FG palliatives are a scam and not to be taken seriously by right-thinking Nigerians. As Angola removes subsidy, Nigeria federal government should learn from Angola, which is an oil-producing country too. Michael, thank you very much there. This one says, please, the NLC should go and sit down because they have nothing to offer. I don't know everything. I don't know. I'm trying to understand everything they hear anytime we have issues like this. They always come out and act as if they can do anything about it. 2-3 days, you won't even hear their voice again. The palliative for me, I think the government are always out there to deceive us with this unwanted English of theirs called palliative. Let them keep called palliative. I remain fond. All right, thank you very much. Let's see now. Do palliatives work in Nigeria? They should reverse the removal of subsidy. Lady V, send that one in. All right. Okay, finally my phone lines will work. My old guys in the studio. All right. I've got this one. It says, okay, sir. This year we were told that before the subsidy will be removed, that our refinery will be working. Mr. Melekari told Nigeria that before the first quarter of this year that our refinery will be working. Now he came again to tell Nigeria that the refinery will be working December this year. To me, the NLC should go on strike for our leaders are taking us for granted. Promise Wachiku from Omagwa. All right. I can squeeze in one last call before I go for the commercial break. And let me see. First of all, what's on Facebook? Let's see what's on Facebook. Alfred Egili Ingere, Papa and Mama were once children, but they were not given chance to become leaders of tomorrow. Instead, they decide to be leaders at old age. All right. Ikechukwu Sterling, NLC president, should not allow his personal vendetta cause serious friction in the union. Negotiations and genuine dialogue is the best way. Subsidies gone for good. What the government should do to cushion the effect on average Nigerians should be the way forward. I agree with you, Ikechukwu there. Nekabari Bagbe says, good evening. NLC shouldn't go on strike, or rather demand for better palliatives such as good mass transit buses, provide constant electricity, fix our refineries, open the oil industry for more investors, give license for private individuals to build modular refineries. As for fuel subsidy, let's face it once and for all, rather than playing politics with the removal at all times. Comrade Nekabari Bagbe from Ogun. I've got Chijoke calling from Eneka. Chijoke, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you, Kalada.
All right, Chijoke, please, we've got 30 seconds. Can you quickly run through your thoughts on that, please?
All right, thank you, Kalada. I must tell you that insincerity is the order of the day with this administration that we are having presently. How can you tell me that the landing cost of these CMS will be the same when we start refining locally? Who are they telling that to?
They're telling Nigerians.
Do they think that we Nigerians we are dumb or we are not educated? What is the difference between the production cost of this fuel in Nigeria and that in Angola?
I'm sorry, Chijoke. I've got to let you go now. I've got to let you go now. Sorry about that. Commercial break.
Colors, they add meaning to our lives. From birth and naming of a child.
May your life